If Platform 2 left you full of questions, don't worry, it's all part of the experience. The film is layered with metaphors that might seem confusing at first glance. Questions like, are the children at the bottom of the platform real? Who created the rules? And how do Goring and Perempuan connect at the end arise naturally. So, let's organize the ideas and explain the key points to make everything easier to understand. The rules of the platform. In addition to the rules set by the administration of the platform, there are rules imposed by the prisoners themselves, known as the loyals. These prisoners are led by Dajin Bab, who is responsible for administering punishment when necessary. The laws within the platform are simple but strict. Main rules. Food. Each prisoner can only eat the favorite dish they chose before entering the platform. If a prisoner above you or your cellmate dies, you must discard their food in the toilet. Leaving food on the platform or eating it is not allowed. There are two types of penalties. Minor infractions, like going down a level without permission or taking food from a dead person, result in the loss of an arm. Serious infractions, such as eating human flesh or rebelling against the order of the platform, result in death. The person may be tied to the platform and sent to the lower floors, where the prisoners there finish the job. The timeline. The film takes place before Goring's arrival at the platform, approximately 2 months earlier. During this time, we see the arrival of Trimagasi, who lies to Goring about his history. In just the first month on the platform, Trimagasi had already killed and eaten human flesh, participated in rebellions, and caused chaos. At the end of the film, Goring descends with Maharu's daughter, but this is a symbolic representation. In reality, Perempuan, one of the central characters, dies in Trimagasi's first month, and Goring only arrives months later. This leads to the Great Rebellion. The laws of the platform were meant to ensure that food reached all levels. However, food only reached the prisoners on the upper floors. Those on the lower levels had nothing, and no matter how strict the rules were, every month new prisoners arrived who either didn't respect the laws or simply weren't afraid of them. This caused unrest among the prisoners, especially those who had been punished by losing limbs or who had seen their cellmates killed. Among these rebels was Perempuan's last cellmate, who decided to start a rebellion in an attempt to escape the platform. The revolt grew, and the prisoners, now referred to as barbarians, began to take revenge on Dajin Bab, eating and doing whatever they wanted. The final battle takes place on level 105, where almost everyone dies, leaving only Trimagasi and Perempuan. However, Perempuan doesn't survive for long. On the final night, she realizes that gas is starting to fill the floor and enacts her escape plan, something her friend had mentioned, eating dog meat to ensure she wakes up during the transition. Are the children of the platform real? Actually, no. The children that appear on the platform, like the one who reaches the top of the pyramid, aren't real. They are a metaphor. According to the administration's rules, there are no children on the platform. What we see is a representation of the platform system. At first, everything seems organized, like a children's game of climbing up and down a pyramid or slide. However, as time goes on, the order breaks down, and the struggle for power begins, leading to chaos. The child who appears climbing to the top and being taken by Miharu and another man to level 333 is an illusion, symbolizing the desire of everyone on the platform to climb up and reach the higher floors, where they believe life would be better. However, this quest for the top can be lonely and dangerous. Perempuan's sacrifice. In the end, Perempuan manages to put her escape plan into action. She wakes up in the middle of the monthly transition, when the administration changes people's floors. At that moment, she sees a child being placed on level 333, the same boy who was at the top of the pyramid. Moved by altruism, she sacrifices her own life to try to save the boy, placing him on the platform so that he can rise to the upper floors, believing this would save him. Perempuan's altruistic act mirrors Goring's when he descends through the platform with the goal of feeding as many people as possible. However, just like the girl Goring finds on level 333, the boy is also not real. Both are symbols, representing the desire to save innocence or bring some form of justice to the platform's cruel system. There's a theory that during the monthly transitions, the administration uses zero gravity to move people from one level to another and clean up the bodies. This could explain how they managed to switch prisoners between levels with such precision. However, since the film doesn't make this clear, it remains speculative. Perempuan's fate. Unfortunately, Perempuan dies after choking while trying to eat a drawing of a dog, depicted on a piece of paper. This scene symbolizes her failure to escape the cycle of suffering and punishment. In the end, she was likely discarded along with the other bodies to the levels below floor 333. Goreng and Perempuan's meeting. At the end of the film, we see Goreng and Perempuan together, which suggests they may have known each other before the events in the platform. This is because Perempuan's story takes place long before Goreng arrives at the platform. Perempuan had mentioned in her story that she was an artist, and during an exhibition, her ex-boyfriend's son died after falling onto a sculpture with sharp claws, which were actual blades. This tragic event made her feel guilty for the child's death, as she hadn't placed any protection around the artwork. There's a possibility that Perempuan's ex-boyfriend is Goreng. After the accident, seeing that Perempuan had committed herself to the platform as a way of atoning for what she felt was her guilt, Goreng may have decided to enter the platform as well, seeking to rid himself of his own vices and perhaps in the hope of finding her again. At the end of the film, the scene where Perempuan saves the boy is actually a representation of her imagination. It wasn't real. This is how her mind shows that she has finally forgiven herself for the death of her ex-boyfriend's son. By saving another child in her mind, she finds peace and is ready to move on.